Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our next lecture on green film production. Our today topic is called Sustainable Practices from Script to Film Set. My name is Małgorzata Kotlińska and I'm from Lodz Film School. And I will be co-hosting this session with my colleague Goran Pavlić from Academy of Dramatic Art in Zagreb. So thank you to support me, Goran. And before we begin, let me introduce our distinguished speakers who will share their insights on sustainable film production. And first, we start from the topic which describe Jagoda Mazepa, a film found specialist at the Podkarpackie Film Commission. Since 2020, she has been promoting sustainable film production in Poland. And Jagoda is co-author at the first publication on this topic in 2022. Jagoda will talk about how film commissions support green filming. So, Jagoda, welcome. It's very nice.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, it's very nice that you are with us. Next, we welcome Aleksandra Leszczyńska, a film producer and I must say, advocate for sustainable filmmaking. Alexandra is actively involved in the Film dla Klimatu initiative and co-authored the first also sustainable production guide for the Polish and Slovak film industries. Alex will discuss how environmental awareness can be included in filmmaking, starting with the script. And I have great pleasure to welcome you, Alex.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. Thank you.
And finally, we have Dagna Kidon, an experienced film producer and lecturer at the Lodz Film School. Dagna will share an interesting case study on green practices used in the Danish, Polish and Swedish co-production, The Girl with the Needle, directed by Magnus von Horn and produced by Mariusz Włodarski. Dagna, nice to have you here also.
Hi, thanks for the invitation.
So let's give the floor to our first guest, Jagoda Mazepa, who will discuss the role of the Film Commission in sustainable film production.
Okay, so hello everyone once again. I would like to thank you, Małgorzata Kotlińska, for having me. I'm very glad I'm here, and I promise I won't take a lot of your time, but I think it will be very short, brief why film commissions are very important in sustainable production. And once again, I would like to say that I'm very happy I'm here because I will say a few words about me for start. I graduated Lodz Film School, so that's why I'm very happy for this invitation. So it was a few years ago, and since 2020 I work in Podkarpackie Film Commission, and I'm a film funds specialist. So this, what you can see on your screen, it's something that we believe that Podkarpackie region is an infinite film space. You can see also some pictures, and these are some films we have been co-produced, and including 3 Oscar-nominated films. It's EO, directed by Jerzy Skolimowski. It's Corpus Christi, directed by Jan Komasa, and Cold War, directed by Paweł Pawlikowski. I work here for 5 years now, and this is something that I really like, because I think in film commissions we have a lot of potential, and I love this construct really. So I'm very happy I work here, and as I said, every day I am a film fund specialist. So when producers are looking for money, they can apply to our film fund, and then we decide which film we would like to co-produce. And I manage all the process since call the projects to picking the projects, then to negotiations, and then to signing an agreement, and last but not least to check if everything goes by the rules that our region has, and every region has their own rules, but they can be very similar. So this is what I do, but it's not our only task, because we have a lot of other tasks that we do every day, and it includes location databases. And when producer want to shoot a movie in our region, we can, of course, tell him where he can shoot something that he needs, some locations that he needs, and stuff. I am very interested if you guys know this construct like film commissions. I hope you know, because it's very popular in Europe. But I also want to share some information how it works, because maybe not everybody knows how film commissions works. So this is about me. Oh, not yet. Yes, now. Okay, so I also sometimes do workshops about sustainable film production. I am a co-author of the guidance that we with Alex, who will be next. This was the first publication about sustainable production in Poland, and we are both, I think, Alex, I can talk with you. We are both very proud about it. So it makes me an opportunity to do a workshop sometimes about sustainable production. And what I also want to tell you, that thinking about climate changes, that thinking about global warming, thinking about steps we should do to make our life, our movie more sustainable, it can be very overwhelming, because it's huge. It's a huge object, the global warming. It's everywhere. Every country struggles with it. So this subject is very much overwhelming. But what I would like you to remember, that I can always think about it very simple. Keep it simple. When you do some green steps at your home, for example, switching off the light, turning off the water, managing your waste in a proper way, you make the green change. And what I would like you to remember, that you can always think about these small changes in case of your film project. You don't have to be huge on these changes. You can be very, very basic, and it's enough. It makes the subject very much easier. So I think this is something that helps me to go through the process of making the film more sustainable. You can see now the map of Poland, and you can see that we have 12 film commissions in Poland. It's very much often connected with Film Fund, but the Film Commission is something bigger. And we have 12 of them. I am under the 8 point, so greetings from Rzeszów. And you can see that we have film commissions almost everywhere. And this is the very much potential I would like you to tell about, because making things local, it's the very important step to make your film more sustainable. And in every film commission in our country, you can find this potential to make things very much local, and it will help you to reduce your carbon footprint and stuff. I don't think we have time to discuss how much you guys know the film commissions, but I would like you to say that let's think about a producer. When producer want to have some locations from I don't know, from Rzeszów maybe, he can call us, he can write us, and he can tell us what he needs. He needs maybe location, maybe he needs a crew member, maybe he needs some help with having a special permits, and maybe he have some other needs, and we can help them without him or her to coming here in person. I think it's very simple, but when you think about it, it can be very useful, and it can reduce a lot of transport and a lot of carbon footprint also. So this is Poland, very much, we are almost everywhere, like I said. And then I thought about countries that are taking a part in this very project. So we have Croatia, and look at that. We have 6 film commissions in Croatia. We have the main body that this is called Filming in Croatia, but you can also have 6 more film commissions that are all around the Croatia, and you can they can help you with very local needs that you can have connected with your film location that you would like to use in your movie. I would like to say that I love Croatia, and I'm in Croatia every year because that's my favorite place to spend holiday. Next, we have Germany. I can't even count how much film commissions you have in Germany. It's amazing. And this is also something that can show you that you really have in almost every region, you have some specialists that can help you with doing things very local. Finland. You can see this is from the website. It's not very important, this picture, but you can see the film commissions listed. It's also a lot of places that know how to help you to find some things that you need without you involved in person. Greece. In Greece, you have a main body that is Hellenic Film Commission, and then you have smaller regional film offices. And there are a lot of them also. And in Greece, you can find something that is dedicated to location scouting, and this is called Location Scouting Support Program, and it's very interesting. And you can use this program to find your location, your best location that you need to your movie, with special program that can help you in very complex way. Malta Film Commission. This is something that is much more, it's concentrated in one film commission, and it's also very good because they are a smaller country, so they can use one film commission to do all the tasks that you need in whole country. So this is what I want to tell you. The film commissions can be very helpful in a pre-production process. When you need a location scouting, when you need to do the research which region can offer you the best location, to compare the location, to find some varieties of location. I will highly recommend to contact Film Commission in region that can be potentially good for your movie. Because we and these people in film offices all around Europe are people who can find you almost everything. We know our region the best. So if you need, for example, I don't know, the lake and the old house that has red windows, we can find it. So believe me or not, we had a lot of ask about some very weird ideas, because we are filmmakers, so we have very variety ideas, and we always can help them. And it's not only searching for location, it's making your film set more easier, because we can help you how to find your locations in a smaller areas. You don't have to travel so much. We know how to help you with every permit, and to who to call, who to write. You don't have to spend your time and spend your money and your workers to do this, because we can help you and we make it for free. That's very important. I'm speaking in behalf of Podkarpackie Film Commission. I know that maybe in other countries, in other regions, the rules about the free help, it may be some different, but I think in many film commissions, this help is offered for free. So location databases. What I would like you to tell that every film commission have location databases on their website, but also do not hesitate to write us, because we have much more location to offer, and we don't always show them on website, because I don't want to talk about it, because it's a lot of things you don't need to hear, but we can offer you much more than you have on our websites. Permits know-how, like I said, we can make this process much more easier, because we also know people in our region, and we can go to them without you, and to make a lot of permits without you involved. I think it's a very good thing to think about, because it make your it don't consume your time so much, and we just make it easier. Local suppliers, this is something that we also can help you with, because a lot of film offices have a databases of local suppliers that are useful for film industry. And you don't have to use a lot of suppliers from I don't know, another city, to travel to, for example, Rzeszów to work on a film set. We can find you something local. And local crew members, this is something I already said. We can help you to find someone you really need to on your film set when you shoot in our region. And we know the people, like I said, and we can really make it easier for you. So to sum it up, if you don't know film commissions, please do. We are really friendly and we can help you with many things not even listed here. And we make this process much easier, because you don't have to be everywhere. We can show you it in email, we can call you and stuff, and you don't have to travel so much. And as we know, transport is a big thing in a carbon footprint producing, so it's very important. I think that's all. this is something I didn't want to translate in writing, but I would like you to say something that I really like. We don't need small group of people that live 100% ecological way. We need millions of people who are imperfect in being much more green in their lives. And I would like you to be imperfect, but just try it and use the film commissions. Remember that. If you would like you to write me or call me, please do. You can find me on Podkarpackie Film Commission website, and I will be very happy to help you guys. And I guarantee that we have a very good guide to make you location scouting, and I hope we can maybe one day cooperate. Thank you very much.
Super, Jagoda, thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting, this point of view, because we very often discuss about the film funds, but maybe not in those perspectives. And thank you so much for giving us the perspective to all of the our partners we have here during the meeting. So it's double professional or perfect. And I would like to ask you if you also support the students' film projects.
Unfortunately not. In our film fund, we do not support students' film, but we cooperate with students in this way I talk about. So this way we help them.
Okay, but maybe we might discuss, especially according the diplomas, which are much bigger movies, and you know, maybe this is also the way we might meet after this meeting. Maybe we will think of it. Super. Thank you very much.
We are discussing about it. So yeah, I think maybe in the future it can be possible when we will have more funds in our film fund. Maybe it is an option for us.
I would like to pose a question. How is your relation with Polish Film Institute? Are you kind of part of it, or just an independent local institution that collaborates on particular occasions with the institute? Do you even collaborate? How is it
We are
arranged?
independent, and every film commission in Poland is independent, but we cooperate. It's too much to say. We coexist together. But I think we're independent is a good word.
Okay. But when a particular filmmaker, producer searches for his or her funds, so he applies for the Polish Film Institute, and does it have some kind of like support from them to address you, to ask you? So do they suggest, okay, you can contact for or ask for their help if you shoot at particular location? There are the people who are more professional about particular issues there, so contact them in order to lower your funds, let's say so, because you're free.
I think it's not maybe working the way you said it. A lot of producers, of course, have funds from Polish Film Institute, and they have funds from our film fund. So we cooperate this way, but I think Polish Film Institute also is in the very point of changes now. Maybe in the future, because we also have many tries to make a Polish Film Institute much more cooperated with us. Maybe one day it will happen, but for now we are independent and not much think we do together, but maybe in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I can't see any questions, but if you would like to leave them on the chat, maybe during the next presentation, in the end, we will have the opportunity to ask once again. Okay, so thank you, Jagoda. It was a great pleasure to see your presentation. And now let's give the floor to our next guest, Aleksandra Leszczyńska, will talk about sustainable storytelling and eco-friendly script writing. So,
Yes, thank you very much, Małgorzata, for the invitation. Thank you all for coming here and listening to this conversation that we hope that can change little by little, small steps, like Jagoda said. These presentations, or we ourselves, might not be perfect. Mine is far from perfect, so apologize. I'm not the ninja of the PowerPoint, so this is very basic. But I hope the content will speak for it. So I will share my screen. I have like very short presentation. The sustainable script writing, that's my subject. It was also the chapter in the guide that you have already mentioned. And yes, I agree with Jagoda. We are really proud about this publication. It was a huge work. There were 4 of us. There were other 2 friends, also Monika Głowacka, who was previously working for Lodz Film Commission, and Marta Krymarys, who was at that time also working at the Lodz Film Commission. Now the girls, they don't work at the film commissions, but other places, but still the publication is there, and you are very welcome to use it. And also, maybe if someone has some remarks on the publication, because it was one of the first, well, it was the first one, so it was experimental also. So many things I think might have changed, and we're looking to updating it. It takes time, but we hope that we can do it one day. So my chapter in the guide was also about the sustainable script writing, and I can tell that I would have updated it now. Because it's changed. I've learned more things, and also there were more studies and more materials now to be inspired from. But let's get to the point. I called this planet placement, and the planet placement in the environmental friendly script writing, we may think of it as a practice that we can exercise on 3 levels. First, it would be environmental themes of the films, either fiction or documentaries. Later, it would be like a meta context, so showcasing the positive action through the behavior of the protagonists. It doesn't have to do with the subject of the film itself, but it's something in the background. And then the third one, it's sustainable solutions on the set, which also has 2 levels, because one is the technical one. Well, I will get into details just right now. So let's start with the content. It's the content that means to speak about the things that are happening and to raise the issue, to raise the awareness, to alarm, to speak about those stories. And I just gave you a few examples of the films from the recent or not so recent years that speak about climate changes or the environmental themes in the narrative. For example, film Okia, I don't know if you know this one, is like a really masterpiece from the same director that directed The Parasite, and it's like a dystopian also story about. It raises the subject of industrial production of meat, which is like in this film, Okia is like a fantastic animal that should be killed and reproduced to obtain like the best quality meat. But it also explores, it makes like this parable and makes this comparison to the recent times. It's not very direct, but it speaks about our current problems. Of course, we all know Avatar, where the problem of exploiting the resources and taking the ground from the native people and taking their soil just to make money out of it and to destroy the environment. It was already in 2009, this film is also, and then Avatar, the second part that was released a few years ago, they are also known as a film who were shot in the sustainable way. The consequences of environmental damage that had big consequences on the environment, but also on the health of people. This is the example in the film Dark Waters. Great role of Mark Ruffalo, like one of the really best. I do recommend to watch all these films, so you can see all the examples that I'm speaking about. Then, for example, the social awareness. This is the Parasite, the film that speaks about unprivileged people living also and serving in the house of the very rich one. And there is like this beautiful example of flood and the rain. And so for the rich people who has beautiful houses on the hills, it's just the rain who ruins their party. But afterwards, the protagonist, the character in the film says, oh, like the rain washed it all and cleared the skies, and now the air is so pure. But for this disadvantaged family who are servants, the rain meant like flood all over the house, like the house was like up to here with water. So it shows also that the climate changes, they touch the very unprivileged one. Great film, like very short anecdote about the Parasite. I've seen this film in Madrid, and when I got out of the movies, went back to the flat where I was living. It was a flat from my friends, and they were away for a weekend they went to Poland. And when I arrived at home, I found that one of the tubes in the house was broken, and there was the flood all over the place. So it was like lucky me and lucky them that I was at the apartment. Women at War, another beautiful example of like a hero, local hero who stands up to the big companies, to the big multinationals that exploit the land, and then she actually sacrifices in this battle. And in the end, the consequences of the climate change, also that was like a metaphor. The film that I think most of us have seen, Don't Look Up, like when it really portrays how the cry and the shout for the climate changes and the cry for action to do something about it, it's overlooked and silenced, and nobody's paying attention until it's too late. But it's like I said, raising the issue, it's as important as giving the example. So we go to the next point, how the sustainable script writing can be practiced. And it is something more that is in the texture of the film. It's not like the action or the story itself, but those are the examples of behaviors, lifestyle, choices of the characters that we can see in the screen. Those choices or those props that the characters are using, or choosing, like for example, the public transport, or using the solar energy, or choosing to buy local food or cook at home. This is not something that it's in the dramatic way in the film. Can be, but doesn't have to be. But this is something that it's in the background. It shows us examples to follow. But this one should also be done in a subtle way. This kind of planet placement, or showing also, I don't have it here, but it also could be like showing beautiful places, like the nature that we just amazed by it, and we come to appreciation. All this that will come very subtle way to influence the public. It normally, if it's in the film, it's okay. I would say normally it's advisable to do it in a series. I spoke yesterday to a friend of mine, and she's good. She's a script writer. I also consulted her to ask her, because we also discussed these things about the ecological script writing and how the sustainability can influence the script writing and stuff. So she always says like the script and the story is the most important. Those things, if someone wants to do, they will do, but she's not even teaching it. But I think it's important to mention it. And now I forgot why I was mentioning her. So then I will come back to that. Anyhow, this is, no, I know why. So she said this would be good to implement in the TV series, like television, but everyday television. Like, for example, in Poland, this is like, I don't know if it's still on, but like M jak Miłość or Na Wspólnej. So those are the like TV series, like the soap operas that goes on screen every day. And those examples of, for example, characters, I don't know, using the bicycle instead of the car, or drinking filter water instead of buying the water in plastic bottles. Those behaviors, if we see them often enough, we try to then, and it's something that, this beloved characters from our series are doing, we are more eager to follow. It's even more, it's like parents who want to teach something their children. First, they have to show them, like by showing and giving the example, they can teach them. So I believe we can do that, but we have to do it also in a subtle way. So it's not like too obvious that we are teaching them, because people, they don't like feel to be taught and to be, like we say them that they have to improve something. This has to be subtle enough that they want to follow it. And I couldn't think of any examples here, but if any of you at this point have some example, you can write it in the chat. Maybe you have seen any film recently or series that you can think of that there were some good examples, but also if you have seen something that are bad examples, it's also very well. I also have a bad example. For example, the last film, okay, but don't tell Almodovar I told you that. Last film from Almodovar, Room Next Door. Very serious film. Well, we'll not discuss the film, but there is this scene that two characters, they walk by the lake or the river or something, and one of this character, it's like it's prerogating on the climate change that we have to save the planet, blah 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 blah, and that was too much. Even for me, I agree with the things that he might have said, but it was like a statement, and it was unnecessary, and it was, I don't know how to say that in English, but in Polish it's like grubymi nićmi szyte. So it was too obvious and too direct. So I didn't like that, even if I agree with that is like a case that we should think about and speak about. That was, for example, too much. Okay, and then we go to the third part, which is sustainable set. I believe that Dagna will speak more about it, but just in theory, what we think that this also could look like. Of course, again, a friend of mine, the script writer, she says the script writer writes a script, but then it's up to the producer, set designer, costume designer to decide what materials and what props and what set design they want to have, and it might be more or less sustainable. So what we are advocating for is renting, like to make as sustainable production design as possible. Of course, if you have period pieces, you have to have, it will be more difficult probably, because you will have to produce a lot of props and costumes. But if it's like a contemporary piece, you can either rent or use some props that you can use afterwards, after the shooting, and also costumes. There are like, I know that producers, they normally rent, if they can, they will rent costumes. But for example, there are lots of, and it's, for example, in the, it's not our case, but it's a big problem also in the, when a commercial are shot, they are shooting the commercials, and many times they are buying basics. Like I speak a lot because it was also the chapter I wrote in the guide. So I spoke to the costume designers, and they told me, like, for the shooting of commercials, lots of like new clothes, but you know, low quality, cheap, like fast fashion clothes are bought, and afterwards they are just throwing it away. Instead of creating, I don't know, like a huge warehouse where they can rent like this basics, because, you know, basic, I mean like a white top and beige trousers, which is like a basic. But it appears that they buy it every time for the commercials. But well, let's come back to films. Let's leave the commercials. What also can be explored as a part of the script, it's eco-conscious locations. Of course, scriptwriter might write one thing, and then the location manager, the producer, the director, they will choose the locations they want. Like, you know, when the scriptwriter hands in the script and he's not the director, which is very often the case, but now I have an impression that it's more and more that the scriptwriter hands in the script, and then somebody else is the director. So they will decide on these locations. But when someone wants to be really like conscious, he can write the locations or describe the locations in the script as those who require minimal construction, or they existing already. So if he writing a contemporary scene or contemporary film, he might already think about locations where he would like to set the film action that don't need many changes, because that also, like, when we have to build the set, where we have to dress everything in the studio, that requires resources, and very often the set construction, we use this cheap wood that is not wood, that plywood, and toxic paints and glues and everything, and afterwards it's like one use and then it's thrown away, and I don't know if it's even recycled. So that's something that could be taken into account when planning the shooting. Also, for example, locations that are not far away from where the cast and crew is based, because it will also economize the kilometers, and the consumption of fuel, and by that the CO2 print, for example. So that would be for the locations. But also, that's another example from my friend who's the script writer. So she says she took part in writing the 1899. That was the series that was shown on Netflix, like a period series about the ship. And I didn't see the series, but the ship that goes around the world, and there are like some crazy adventures. So when they were writing the series, they had in mind to go to every location they described in the script. But then COVID happened, and they shot everything in one studio. So she told me, like, you know, the scriptwriter might write one thing, the director might want to do another thing, but then the life happens and you have to choose the way to shoot it. So eventually they shot the series in one place, in like a huge studio, and they didn't go anywhere. So that was really very efficient in a way that they didn't have to travel, the crew didn't have to travel. But that wasn't like a conscious decision. That was like I don't want to say coincidence. That was like necessity of the moment. And then to finish this part, also energy efficient storytelling. also it's one thing what the writer writes, but then it's also what the DOP wants and how he wants to light the set. But also we have this example of Dogma in Dogma 95 or 90 something was Dogma. It was in their manifest that they were saying that they were very ecological in a way because they didn't use much light. No, they didn't use lighting at all, for example, and it was very ecological because they didn't have to light the films. They were shooting with the daylight and avoiding night shots. But I know some films that they were shot at night, but with the use of very little night light. And also in this way, so we try to think about the scene when we were writing it, how much energy it will require, or if there are any special effects that will be excessive and will require, I don't know, CGI, for example. CGI is also a way to avoid a much energy spent or like pollution, because instead of burning something, we can do it in special in VFX, no, or in CGI. But that's the sustainable set can be, and how script can be translated into solutions, that practical solutions on the set. But yet again, one thing is to write the story. So script writer, he should be really like focused on getting the story well. He might think of these things in the background if it's not interfering with the story itself. And in the end, also, if the producer is conscious and he wants to make a change and be sustainable and have a sustainable production, they could all get together and discuss all these things and see how the script can be translated to the production, and what props and what costumes and what locations they will use. But very often it's not up to the script writers. I have also like this negative example. I could easier think of negative examples than of positive, but so forgive me. But I don't know if you know the TV Netflix series Emily in Paris. This is like this American girl goes to Paris and works for advertising agency. So, and she wears like 3 different outfits a day, like super fashion ones. And I just can't imagine how many outfits the whole, like, and she's not the only one wearing like a fancy outfits. Like the half of the cast is wearing fancy outfits and changing it twice a day at least. So I can't even imagine how many costumes they have to have. So one thing is like this sets like bad example on 2 occasions. Like they had too many costumes, I think. And on the other hand, they are showing like this fancy artificial world where people has to change 3 times a day in super fashion clothes. I don't get that, like really. But this is, for me, it's like a negative example of how the script is translated into story, and then it sets negative example. And sets, example for 2. And then to summarize this, okay, so I just sorry. I just went out of the, okay, yes. What can we achieve with the planet placement, which I encourage if someone of you is a script writer or knows a script writer, he might advise him to take into consideration the planet placement, because film, it's a very powerful media, and film and audiovisuals now series of course they are very powerful platforms of transmitting the ideas. And if we show good stories and if we set great examples and send like eco-conscious messages, the audience will be inspired and would like to follow our example. So I encourage you to write environmental friendly scripts and to enjoy environmental friendly movies. Thank you very much. If someone has questions, please ask, or if not, you can also contact me later if you want.
Okay, thank you. A huge thank you as well to Alexandra for your valuable insights. Hey, maybe let's take a few minutes for the question before moving to our final presentation. Maybe you would like to ask the question or write on the chat. I think that maybe in the meantime, it would be good if you would like to share this English version of the guideline which you described. Maybe someone would like to inspire and sharing. Do I see the hand? Oh, no. Okay. I don't know, Goran, would you like to? Maybe?
No, this is a good idea, I think, especially, I mean, for the students who happen to, well, to know some of the issues, but it would be very useful for them to see, well, the examples from practice. How does it function when the complete production is kind of coordinated that way?
Okay, I will send the link to the guide.
Yes.
In English. Yeah.
Oh, you can put it here in the chat.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Mhm.
I would like to pose a question if there are none, until someone else pops up. So, being a dramaturg, I'm particularly interested in this type of script orientation towards the more ecological themes and involving not only, let's say, technical aspects which are sustainable, but also narrative aspects which are sustainable. Do you have on the Polish national level, or maybe some of the agencies, do they organize kind of workshops with these, let's say, skills? So are there any experiential script writers who are holding workshops to teach younger, well, ambitious script writers how to deal with ecological themes in their script writing? We don't have it on the film level, but we do have it for theater, which is kind of strange because theater is way more, let's say, conservative. But we did have in the last few years some of the workshops dedicated exactly to this: how to envisage, I don't know, more ecological reality, how to envisage more sustainable future, dealing with traditional aspects like family relations, or some new problems like, I don't know, intergenerational problems which revolve around the problem of ecological themes and stuff.
We don't have any workshops so far, or there's no experienced script writer, because this friend of mine who I spoke about previously, like a few minutes ago, she's also teaching script writing, and and she has like the school for script writers, and sometimes I approach her and I ask her if she sees the necessity of if she wants me, for example, to conduct a workshop on this, and she always says no, because she thinks the most important is for her is to teach them how to write the story, and then if someone has this sensibility and this he's keen on writing in ecological way, he will learn it by himself. Like he will introduce that in a natural way in his scripts because of his interests. That's her position, and I respect that. And I'm not asking her like very often about that, but it's only from time to time to see if she changes her mind. She doesn't change her mind, and I respect that, because I can see the same for the producers. In Poland, for example, we don't have any law, or we don't have obligation to have eco-consultant, to have sustainable production, to have this carbon calculators. And producers, who are not interested in it, who are not like sensible to the climate changes, sensitive to the climate changes, they're not doing this. This is a problem for them. But if someone is conscious and someone cares about it, then I think she will introduce the green solutions on screen. And I think that's a very good introduction to the next presentation, because I think that's the case of Mariusz and Girl with the Needle. Like I don't know if you had to do some green, that's my already question to Dagna, if you were obliged by co-producers to have green shooting, or that was Mariusz's decision to do it?
That's a good question. Well, actually, Lodz Film Commission is giving extra points for green production. So they are first who are introducing this attitude. And then, yes, of course, because it was so this is the first thing. And the second is because it was a co-production with the Danish and Swedish co-production, then you can imagine that their mindset is different. And yes, they are very aware of environmental solutions. So yeah, we also I imagine that also it was inspired by them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just to close my question, we don't have any training for script writers, but if there is a need, I can create a training for a workshop for script writers, and I could lead a workshop, because I think it could be interesting, like, but not telling them how, like, you know, not how to
Indoctrinating.
yeah, that's I was looking for, not indoctrinating, but just giving them some examples and something to think about. Because sometimes if you start thinking about the concept and you read about it, then it comes naturally to your life, to your script, to your production. So yes,
I agree very much.
Yeah, we'll be happy to lead a workshop like this.
So if anyone wants to leave the question, please do it on the chat. But right now we will we will move to Dagna Kidoń, who will discuss green practices on the film set. It will be the case study, The Girl with the Needle. So Dagna, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Yeah, I hope that with my example, I can show that this green filming can come not only in theory but also in practice. And I was working on The Girl with the Needle. I was second AD there, and it was a really big production. It was actually co-production. It was Danish, Polish, and Swedish, and so it was. So that's why I really think that every even small action, small idea in such big production counts. It makes sense. And I don't really have a presentation. I have some pictures to illustrate what I would like to say. Like, yeah, you can see it, I hope.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we really have a really big crew. We were like around 150, 120 people. Plus, sometimes we had also extras. How to? And then we could have even 200 people. It all happened in Denmark at the beginning of the 20th century. So also costumes, etc., etc. So it was that was a big logistics, that's for sure. And I hope that some of the solutions I will show you that we implemented can be an inspiration for you. We did have a co-coordinator to consult some ideas at the beginning. And I think it was a really good idea. As you can see, this is our camp in Wrocław. We had to close this small street because it was full of our cars. But as you can see, there is no private cars. It's all for this is equipment, lights, or this is camper for actors. Yeah, this is from the top. At the end on the left, you can see a bus, and I will tell you later about this bus. And yeah, it was really big. It was crowded. But we had many solutions in the office and on the set. And some might sound very obvious, but not every production really, I'm telling you, not every production does it. So I think it's worth mentioning that in the office we did have recycling. We also have recycled paper to print, and scripts were only on demand. So we didn't print a script for everyone, which is really good because really not everyone have to have it, to write something. People now use tablets, so they can do some marks also in any other computer or whatever. And also we had this rule that we didn't print worksheets for every day for everyone. That would be crazy. It would be like 100 worksheets every day. And anyway, people lose them in 10 minutes and they don't know where it was. They put it somewhere and they leave. So we just printed like 5 of them, and then we put them somewhere on the wall in some strategic places. And also, of course, everyone had it on the phone, because I was sending it to everyone by email. So this is how it worked. And on the set also we had, of course, recycling. We had bins, and we had, as you can see again on the left, this bus. It was catering bus. We could eat there during the break or outside, and we had normal plates. We had no plastic, which is really cool because no one likes to eat from plastic using these plastic forks that break every minute. So we had real cutlery, etc. So and then we were giving it back like in the canteen, and they have washing machine and they clean it. So that was, I think, really nice solution. We all had bottles for water, or some therm cups. So that was, and also there was no bottle water, but there was like a big container with water, so you could just put it in your own bottle, reusable bottle, of course. And we also had like 50% of the food every day was vegetarian. So it was, you could take, at the beginning we had to declare if we are veggie or not, and then it was like 50-50, and there were some days when there was 100% food vegetarian. So I also like it a lot because I'm vegetarian, so so it was, I really approve this idea. And yes, and then of course, as it was said before, enough about food. But then, of course, in production, when you have we had some props or costumes. If possible, it was reused fabrics. And paint also was reused, or maybe there was some paint left from different production. It was taken as well for decoration to use it. Like here you can see a girl looking in some, she was looking for some clothes. So these were like, you know, some clothes taken from secondhand or whatever, or maybe from the warehouse. Also, if we had some prepared, we could say, decoration, it was actually adapted from, you know, this kind of trailers, however you call it, and then it was repainted, or sometimes the owner liked it so much that he wanted to leave it. No, don't paint it back, just leave me this one, I like it. So it also happened. And also we had many shooting days actually we had in studio, which has a lot of advantages, of course. This one, by the way, is actually we had two shooting days at the film school, and this is studio old atelier at the Łódź Film School. So we used actually, I mean, this is how the studio looks like this. So there was no adaptation. It's really great for such a story. And also when you shoot in studio, this was also in studio, a whole apartment. So it's very useful because we didn't need to use power units. Then also we could leave everything there on the spot, so no need to transport it, I don't know, hide it, just faster, or just it's easier. There's a lot of advantages of shooting in studio. I'm a big fan. So it was just the life is easier in the studio. And yeah, and also we had LED lights. So also it was consulted with the best boy what is needed and what is not. And then even if we had to go outside for another location, these locations were actually almost ready to use. Here is the attic of thanks to a great scout we had. He managed to find some really amazing places that were almost ready to use. And that was some old attic. It was already extremely dirty with the pigeons and other leftovers you don't want to listen about. And we even had to order someone to help us to clean it because it was like too much. So it was like really ready, and because the story is very heavy, it's and dark, so this kind of places works really good. Or like the factory as well. We just nothing was needed actually there. Maybe some like pile of potatoes. So that was a very location is easy to adapt. It's also a good solution, and not only because it's easier, but also it's you don't need to build all this decoration, right? And also I don't know if you have something as well. This one, this is also a street in the small city in Kłodzko, and it's the only problem, of course, when you make such a film is some contemporary elements like plastic windows you have to hide somehow, but then you put some garbage or some props, and then it works. So, and then unfortunately, this city looks this way, and or maybe now even worse because of the flood, by the way. But yeah, that was made this way. And also the last thing important here was transport, because you can imagine that in this production, when we had crew from many countries, and yes, we had a lot of plane flights, unfortunately. But the logistic of transport was really well planned. There was separate coordinator only for transport. So so she was really thinking ahead how to coordinate everyone to make sense of it. And mainly we had hotels just next to the studio or to the set, which is very useful because of course walking distance. So you just have few minutes walk and you're on the set, which means that you sleep a bit more. And of course no need to order cars, etc. So that was very, very useful. And if we had to go somewhere to a hotel because it was far, then we had to, of course, just group transport, like bus, and that's it. And if we had to use taxi, we used a company that goes hybrid, or cars with reduced emission, in which we have, or maybe it's in whole Poland, Green Cup. And then there was like some department had electric bus, so it was like even more ecological this way. And I really think that these solutions are really, it's not only more ecological, but it is cheaper. It's a cheaper solution, and it's also a great advantage in thinking about production, where every penny counts, because you have less cars, less trash, you use less electricity because you use local connection, no power units, so less petrol, etc., etc. So it really makes sense in big production, of course, but I think even in small production, or if we talk about student production, where really the budget is limited and you have to watch it. So I really think it's not a burden. It's not something that has to be heavy and difficult, but it's just it's reasonable to do this, to do green filming, I believe. So, and that's I wanted to make it short, not to excess the time, I hope. But if you have any questions, then don't hesitate.
Thank you, Dagmar. It was a nice view from the perspective of someone who actually participated in this very complex procedure of producing film in green way, or at least in sustainable way. So as usual, we open the floor. Are there any questions, comments on this?
I have a question. I can't remember how to raise a hand, so I will just
No
do
problem.
it like this, old way. I just wanted to ask Dagna, if you, in the end, have you counted the carbon calculator and the carbon footprint? Because I know that there were some attempts to do it, but I don't know if you eventually did it.
That should be a question actually to production department. I have to say that I was, as I said, the second AD, so it's a director department. That was actually a new role for me to be in such a department. But I don't know if they done it.
I just wanted to say that I love Girl with the Needle, and I'm very sad that they don't have an Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah,
Thanks.
we count, but you know, sometimes happen. Okay. Some closing remarks. Someone would like to put any comments? Okay.
thank you very much. It was very inspiring. I loved it.
Okay, super.
You?
Yes, Goran?
No, I just wanted to thank all three our presenters. Their presentations were very useful, and I personally prefer this type of well, first-hand experience. So it's way more inspirational, I guess, than just like ex cathedra theoretical elaboration of some parts. So this was great. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank you, Jagoda, Alexandra, Magna, for your interesting, inspiring, I think, for us presentation. And I have lots of ideas on sustainable filmmaking. You gave us a lot to think about, I hope so. And we really appreciate your time and contribution. A big thank you to all of you and to our guests joining us. We hope this workshop has inspired you also to implement sustainable practice in your project. Goran, thank you for again for co-moderating, and see you next time. Next time we will focus on social sustainability and human rights, and we will have 3 more guests who will cover this space. So thank you very much. Hello, Marta.